Of the 420 students enrolled in basic math, only 30% are first year students. How many are first year students? How many are not? So as we can clearly see, this question is divided into two parts. So let me first of all break it down into two different parts. I'll write two here. So we have question 1 and we have question 2, or we can say we have part 1 and part 2 for question number 23. So let's solve the first part. Of the 420 students enrolled in basic math, only 30% are first year students. How many are first year students? We need to find out the amount of, or the number of first year students. So we need to see what this 30% equals to in when we talk about the number of students. So out of a total of 420 students, 30% are first year students. We need to find this value. For the time being, let's assume that the number of first year students is X and the percentage of the first year students in the basic math class is 30%. So let's solve for X and find out what X really is. Now 30% is the same as 30 over 100, so I converted this percentage into a fraction. I replace this off with a multiplication sign and we bring down 420 and X. So 30 over 100 multiplied by 420. We can multiply both of these. I'll just add a 1 as a denominator below 420 so that it's easier for you to understand how we multiply fractions. Now whenever we multiply fractions, we multiply the numerators first, followed by the denominators. So multiplying 420 by 30 gives us 30 multiplied by 420 and 100 multiplied by 1. This is easy. It's 100 equals to X. Now since X is already the subject and X is what we're supposed to find, we'll just solve the left hand side of the equals to sign and that should give us our answer. So let's cancel out all the zeros first, and that leaves us with 3 multiplied by 42 equals X. Now 3 4s are 12, so 3 40s are 120 and 3 2s are 6, so X is 126. So the answer for the first part, I'll write it here next to the first year, is 126. So 126 students are first year students out of the 420 who enrolled in basic math. Moving on to part 2. We're supposed to find the number of students who are not first year students. Now this one is very simple. We have already found out the number of students that are first year students. So 126 students are first year students. And the total number of students who have enrolled in basic math is 420. So if we subtract 126 out of 420, we will get the number of students who are not first year students. So 420 subtracted by 126 is 294. So how many are not first year students? 294 are not first year students.